Thank you for all of you coming. Welcome to our 40th anniversary, and I'm glad you all made it. We both lived in Alice. I was going to high school. I used to play football, and on during the summer, I worked at the snack bar in the bus station, and that's where I met Ella. Well, I wanted to date when I was in high school. When I first met her at the bus station, you know, she was very attractive. So
What happened?
so then we got, we would talk to each other. We got friendly, and I knew her brother, because her brother went to school with me,
Luis?
Luis, and we went to school together in the same grade. And we were in the senior club. Also, I guess he was in the senior club too,
Who?
right? Luis. Oh no,
I
I'm
don't.
not sure. All I know is that we started. I knew him, and I would sell like a raffle ticket, and turned out that she won. We were raffling off a rifle, and she won it, and I took it to her house, and we would normally just talk to each other at the bus station, because whenever the buses weren't there, you'd have a lot of free time to just to talk, and but I was very young, and she was older than I was, so she didn't want to she didn't want to mess with a teenager. But then later, when I went to college, I graduated. I went to college for 3 years, and I used to go and work with Exxon. Back then, it was Humboldt Pipeline, but they had a program that the the kids of the parents that worked with Exxon could work in the summer, so that they would raise money to pay for college. And I went for three summers, which helped a lot. So during those 3 years, I went to college, and then they started hiring people, because they hadn't hired anybody in 20 years. So finally, I decided that I would be better off working with Exxon than finishing college, and I figured that I could finish college later on, which I did. So when I got with Exxon, I worked a year in that area in Corpus Christi, and then I got lucky, and they had a job opening in Freer as a gauger, and normally that's one of the jobs that takes about 10 years for an employee to get, because they did a lot of stuff. The better jobs were gotten through seniority. But Freer was way out there in the middle of nowhere. There's 25 miles all around it of just cactus and mesquite, and closest town was 25 miles away. But I figured, well, it's a town of 3,000 people. That's not too bad, and it was close to Alice, so I figured I can always come to Alice on weekends. And so, I bid on it, and I went ahead and got it, because nobody else wanted to go over there, because everybody lived in Corpus. So then I was there a little less than a year, and it was my birthday, and I never forgot, you know. On my birthday, I called Ella, and it turned out, I think I had called her once before, but I don't know who answered, but they said she wasn't there. And then on my birthday, I called her. I said I'll try it again. I didn't want to give up, and she finally answered, and we finally talked, and I wanted to get together with her again. So I told her I'd buy her an ice cream cone. We went to it's sort of a Dairy Queen or something. So we went over there, and I don't think she even drank that Coke or anything, but
No.
but she was there anyway. So, and that's what started it. And then you know, that was I guess an actual date when we actually could say it was a date, just the two of us. And it didn't take very long. A few months later, we got married, and you know, wound up with 4 children.
When we got married and moved to Freer, I mean, I started a little room that your father had, you know, done there.
Ella would, you know, we would get the pots, and I would fill them with dirt, and then Ella would decorate the pot and put everything together, and then people would come and buy the bouquet of flowers, and sometimes she would make a big spray, with flowers. This was plastic flowers mostly, and people would know. And sometimes then I started to go to certain grocery stores, because there were a lot of mom and pop grocery stores in that time. And we would go in a commission. We would put the flowers there, and they would sell them for us, and then I'd give them a commission, and we'd make some money like that. Like I said earlier, we lived close to Alice. It was 35 miles away, so usually on weekends we would either wind up going to Alice, or since we had a big family, somebody would either have a birthday or something, and we wind up going to Corpus also. And at least once or twice a month, we would wind up having either a barbecue or getting together for Mother's Day. And then I know with Ella's family also, we would get together with her family, or they would come to our house. And I guess that's one thing we got from when we were young is that family is very important, and you always stick together. All our kids were born when we were in Freer. Of course, they were born in Alice, because Freer didn't have a hospital. So Alice was 35 miles away, but we never had to worry about it. Every time she was ready to have the baby, we would always make it in time. Bishop was another small town. It was only 3,500 people. So, and since we were used to small towns, we figured that would be better for us and the kids, and we wound up there. So we moved to Bishop. When one of the city councilmen, I guess he quit, the mayor approached me, and he asked me if I wanted to finish that other councilman's term, and it was only going to be for a year. So I said, "Oh, okay, I'll go ahead and try it." It was something new, and I enjoyed it. I mean, in a small town like that, you don't have all the big problems that you have in small towns. And we had a manager city manager would take care of most of the problems, and I completed the year, and then they convinced me to go ahead and run for a term, which is a 2-year term. And I wasn't much of a politician, and so I didn't go out and politic too much. I made some cards, and talked to people whenever, they asked me or whatever. But I wound up winning the election by 8 votes. But still, I won. The only problem with that is that I was there maybe 3 months, and then a job came up in Houston, and it was one of those things that if you don't take it, it's kind of it won't be offered again. So when I thought about it, and by then the kids were already in high school. They were gonna be ready to graduate in a couple of years. So I figured they would have a better opportunity here in Houston, and so I decided to move. And when we moved over here, I got a job in downtown Houston as an oil traffic controller. That took about 3 months to train, and after that I went ahead and moved to Pearland. And since we had 4 kids, I figured, well, we found this real nice 2-story house, and then it also had a big garage with a loft on top, and so that worked out real well, and we had plenty of room for each kid to have a room and a big play area, and so we were real happy. And I don't know about the kids, how happy they were in moving, but every 10 years, it seems like every 10 years we would move somewhere.
No, Aaron was real good. I would tell him to do his homework, and he did it, and so he was, not unless you heard something else.
No.
We also, since he's a grandson, we made aware that, hey, his mother was responsible for him, and I think he realized that. We made sure that he realized that we were the grandparents and not the parents. So normally when we went to a vacation, we usually wound up going either with Luis or with Polo, and we would take 2 cars, and we'd take ours, they'd take theirs, and I don't know. For us, it was more fun to go and with somebody else also. And we went to Orlando and Disney World, and we were there 3 days.
Pues what did I learn? I learned the same thing que hacía con my parents.
Which is what?
But now you're the parent, right?
Ajá, yeah. Y tenía que llevar a Aaron a los games and whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I enjoyed it. I miss Aaron.
Right now we have eight grandkids. We're waiting for a pair of twins in a few weeks, I guess. And that'll be in 10, which is real nice. One thing about grandchildren, of course, we have to babysit every now and then, but at least that their parents are coming for them. Or if the parents are here and they start getting rowdy, they're here. Take them. But we did it our way. Now we're letting our children do it their way and see how it comes out. We've enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's
really
been a good life, and so
it's especially nice when, we thank God that we were lucky that we met each other, that we had a good job, we had children, the amount of children we wanted, grandkids, and of course, not everything goes perfect, but we handle everything the best way we can, and so far we haven't had any regrets. We do what we can and accept it, and so far we haven't had any kids in jails so, that we know of. No, and I think they appreciate us. At least that's a feeling we get whenever we talk to them, and so that helps a lot when we know that, you know, that they, you know, care about us, and we care for them.